Hey, y'all doing? This Preacher Man on being listening to other movie reviews, and this time I'm reviewing The Condemned, and this is continuing my Wrestlers Month, and this is starting off with my Stone Cold Steve Austin movies, and Wrestling Month's going to continue with Stone Cold Steve Austin movies. We got maybe 5 or 6 left, and what happens on this movie is it's about this guy named Jack Conrad, and he's in Middle Eastern prison because he's a special forces guy, Black Ops with the Black Ops for the United States, and he was called to do an operation to blow up this building for the United States, and he got caught doing this, and he's been in this prison for a year now. And these guys from this TV company come and tell him to come on, because at first they was recruiting another guy, and Jack Conrad was one of the victims supposed to be for this guy, but Jack Conrad winds up killing him. So they take Jack Conrad instead, and they take him to this island in the South Pacific somewhere, and what it is there's 9 criminals on death row, and one of them will survive and be a free man, and they got bombs on their ankles, so if they try to tamper with this bomb, it will explode. If they pull this red pin, it will explode. And they got 30 hours to be the last one standing, or all the bombs will explode. So what happens is they dump them on different parts of the island, and Jack Conrad gets dumped without keys because he elbowed the guy who was supposed to give him the keys, and they dumped him without keys. And Jack Conrad's walking around, and he meets up with Manu Bennett's character. And Manu Bennett's character is this Mexican man. Him and his wife is in this together because their crimes were together. And he's just trying to find his wife, so he gives Jack Conrad the keys to unlock himself, and he goes to look for his wife. Well, when he finds his wife, shortly after, special agent with Black Ops with Great Britain, him and a Japanese guy finds them and winds up raping Manu Bennett's character's wife, and then Manu Bennett gets away and meets up with Jack Conrad again, and during this scuffle, Manu Bennett's character busted his knee so he can't walk, so Jack Conrad gets on the wire that's holding the cameras as they're going back and forth on the island, and goes to the base where these guys are at. And this guy who made the show is making the show because no major network would take his show because he's showing murders and stuff like that. So he's on his own internet website. He's trying to get 40 million views, as much as the Super Bowl every year. And they wind up doing this. At the end of the movie, they did 40 million views. But going back to what's happened, Jack Conrad goes and makes it to the tower, and he calls his girlfriend. And right now, she thinks that he left him, where he really didn't. He had a mission to go to, and he's been in prison for a year. And before this, she finds this out because a special agent from a task force of the FBI contacts her and tells her about this, and then she goes online and finds that Jack's in this show, and her and everybody that she knows is in this bar watching Jack fight his way through the show. And there's a bunch of times that makes it look like Jack Conrad dies, but he always comes back. He's that specially trained that he doesn't die. He just makes it look like he's dead. So what happens through the whole movie, basically the Great Britain Special Forces guy and the Japanese guy pretty much go through all the other contestants. That's why I'm not going to talk about them, because they're really not that important to the movie. The only ones that are really important to the movie is Jack Conrad, which is Stone Cold's character, and this Great Britain Special Agent. And they might wind up coming down to just John Conrad, the Japanese guy, and this special agent from Great Britain, and they are fighting each other, and John Conrad winds up stabbing the Japanese man, and then him and Vinnie Jones's character, who's the Great Britain special agent, they were fighting through the rest of the movie, and John Conrad gets away it makes it look like he's dead because he's floating in the water, but he's really just passed out. And Vinnie Jones' character winds up winning, but he really doesn't. And then the guy who was over the TV show screws him out of his money. He's a free man, but he doesn't get the money he's promised, so he winds up killing everybody who worked on this show. And the guy who started the show gets away. And then John Conrad comes before Vinnie Jones' character to kill the second in command, the woman that tries to stop this. And John Conrad winds up killing Vinnie Jones' character, and then goes after the guy who made the show. And the guy who made the show gets in the helicopter and is about to leave, and John Conrad shooting automatic weapons at him. And then the lady comes and gives him one of the wrists of the ankle bracelets, and they activate it and they throw it into the chopper, and it explodes the chopper. Then John Conrad goes back home to his girlfriend, and that's the end of the movie. If y'all ever watched the Condemned, y'all tell me what y'all thought about this movie. As always, I'm on the sign out, guys. See y'all next time.